there's this movie about super peoples. And the movie starts back in the daytime and some super peeps are having an interview. And then we cut to the city and there's a police chase happening and this dude named Bob is all like, "Ooh, that sounds like fun." And then he's Mr. Incredible. And then there's a cat and he stops the bad guys with the tree. And then there's another crimey thing that happens and Mr. Incredible is all like, "Okay, time to go." And then there's this kid in the car who calls himself Incrediboy and is all like, "I wanna be your sidekick." And Mr. Incredible is all like, "Nah." And then we go to a roof and Mr. Incredible is all like, "That's a nice bag you got there." And then a long arm punches him and we find out that it's this girl named Elastigirl, also named Helen. And then Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl sweet talking stuff. And then this guy is about to do a thing and Mr. Incredible is all like, "Nah." And then he hears a beeping and realizes it's a bomb. And then there's another bad guy robbing a thing. And Incrediboy is there and gets a bomb thingy on his cape and Mr. Incredible is all like, "Wait, no, stop." And then Mr. Incredible gets it off and falls onto a choo-choo track. And it goes boom. And then Mr. Incredible is all like, "Well, damn, now I gotta stop this thing." And then Mr. Incredible is like, "Take Incrediboy person home and tell his mommy. I'm sure this will have no negative repercussions at all, and everything will be good in the world." So Mr. Incredible is all like, "There's a bad guy on the loose with bombs. Okay, gotta go, see ya." And then he's at a wedding cause he's getting the marriage to Elastigirl. And Mr. Incredible is all like, "Nothing bad can happen cause we're super." And then he gets sued by that guy who tried to kill himself cause he didn't wanna be saved. And then more people sue because they got boo-boos. And then more super peeps get sued. And then all the supers have to stop doing the super things. And then we cut to 15 years later and Bob is working at a place. And then he gets in trouble because he's being too nice. And then we cut to Helen at their kids' Dash school. And Dash is in trouble because his teacher is like, "Dash did a thing, I don't know how, but he did." And Dash is all like, "I wanna do a sport." And Helen is like, "Nah, you're too fast." And then we cut to Bob and Helen's other kid, Violet, and she's shy cause boy. And she goes poof, and then it's dinner time and some stuff happens. And then their friend Lucius, also known as Frozone, is like, "Hi," and Bob is like, "Bye." And then Violet is all like, "I want to be normal. How come the baby Jack is normal?" And then we cut to Bob and Lucius, and then they hear that a robbery is happening. And Bob is all like, "Let's go be super." And Lucius is like, "Nah," but Bob is like, "Yeah." And then they hear about a fire, and Lucius is like, "Okay." Meanwhile, someone's watching them. And then we cut to them saving people from a fire. And they go through a wall to escape the burning building, but oops, it's a jewelry store, and them cops thinks they are robbers. But Lucius is all like, "I need some water." And then the cop is a policicle. And they get away. And then Bob gets in trouble cause Helen knows she's been doing super things. And then we cut to Bob at work and he's in trouble cause he helps his clients. And then he sees someone getting mugged and he's all like, "Be right back." But his boss is like, "No." And then the bad guy gets away and Bob is all mad and he gets fired. And then we cut to later at home and Bob finds a tablet. And this lady named Mirage is like, "You want to be super duper again? Well, come to our place." And Bob is all like, "Yeah, okay." And then Bob is like, I totally didn't get fired. And then we cut to later, and Mr. Incredible and Mirage are heading to an island, and Mirage is like, here's a robot, go get it. And then he finds it and destroys it. And then we see a person guy. And then there's a montage, and Bob sees his costume is ripped, so he goes to this girl named Edna to get his thingy fixed. But Edna is all like, this is garbage, you get new suit. And then Helen finds a hair and is all like, I bet you're cheating on me. And then Mr. Incredible goes back to the island, and Helen sees that Bob's suit has a new stitch in it. And she calls Edna, and Edna is all like, come over, bye. And then we cut back to Mr. Incredible, and he goes to the room place, but no one's there. And the robot shows up and is all like, hey, how you doing? And then we meet this guy who is Incrediboy, but all grown up. But his name isn't Incrediboy anymore, it's Syndrome. And he's mad cause the past. And then he tries to kill Mr. Incredible, and he thinks he does, but not really. And then we cut to Edna and Helen, and Edna is like, look at these costumes. Meanwhile, Mr. Incredible does a sneak around and finds a thingy that tells him lots of super people are dead. And a thing is gonna happen with the robot because Syndrome is salty. And Helen hits a button and Mr. Incredible beeps and he gets captured. And then we cut back to Helen and Edna, and Helen is sad because Bob did a thing. And Edna is like, go get him. And Helen is like, okay, kids, stay here. And Dash is like, look, costume. And then Helen is flying to the island, and then we cut to Mr. Incredible, and Syndrome is all like, you did a thing, who'd you call? And Mr. Incredible is like, what? And Syndrome sends out a missile to say hi. And then we cut back to the plane, and Elastigirl finds out that the kids stowed away on the plane and left Jack-Jack with the babysitter. And then the missile starts to chase the plane, and Elastigirl is like, no, stop it. And Violet tries to put a force field around the plane, but she can't do it. And then the plane goes boom, but they're okay. But Mr. Incredible don't know that, and he's sad. And then he threatens to kill Mirage, but he can't do it. And then we cut back to Elastigirl and the kids, and Elastigirl turns into a boat. And then they go to land. And then Elastigirl is all like, okay, kids, I gotta go. Try not to die. And then Elastigirl does a sneak, and she sees a rocket thing. And then we cut back to Dash and Violet, and Dash is like, be right back. And then he sees a thing and is like, oh shit! And a rocket launches to bring a robot to the city. And then the bad peoples find the kids and go after them. And then we cut to Mr. Incredible, and Mirage lets him go and tells him that his family's okay. And Elastigirl is like, hi, how you doing? And then we cut back to the kids, and they use their powers to get away from the bad guys. And then they run into their parents, and they all do a fight, but they get caught. And we find out that Syndrome is doing a thing with the robot, so he can fake saving the day to make superheroes obsolete. And then the robot starts to do thing, and we cut back to the Incredibles, and Mr. Incredible is like, I'm sorry, and then they escape. And then we cut back to the city, and Lucius is like, well, that ain't good. Where's my super-de-duper suit? And then we cut to Syndrome, and he's like, I'm here to save the day, but it don't work. And then we cut to the Incredibles, and they're coming in on a plane with a car. And Mr. Incredible is like, I'm gonna save the day alone. And Elastigirl is like, no. And Mr. Incredible is like, okay. And then they start to fight, and Frozone joins in too. But it ain't going too well. But then they find the remote to control the robot. But it doesn't go too well either. But then they throw the robot's claw into it and save the day. But then Elastigirl checks some voicemail and finds out some stuff is going on with Jack Jack. And then they get home and Syndrome is there trying to take Jack Jack. And then we find out that he has superpowers too. And then Syndrome does a dead. And then we cut to 3 months later and some normal life stuff is happening. But then not normal stuff happens. And then they do super things. The end.